Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Check it out, y'all. In the penitentiary, you got to pick a lane. Pick a lane where you're going to do your time at, right? When I say lane, what I mean is basically how are you going to do your time? Are you going to be a dope boy, gang member, blah, blah, blah? You're going to be one of the church guys. You're going to be, one of the model inmates. Pick your lane. And I know that might not make sense to some of y'all, but it's the same thing out there. You know what I'm saying? When you make the comparison, right? You're going to be somebody that's going to school. You're going to be an employee. You're going to be your own boss. This and that. That's a lane. You're picking a lane. And here's the saying, you got to pick a lane, right? So here's the thing. In here, it's hard for a lot of people that experience this lifestyle for the first time, meaning prison. Out there, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're breaking the rules. You're getting caught up, but you're not coming to prison. You might go to the county jail, but you're not coming into the penitentiary. So this one young dude, right? He's a young Asian dude, right? Young Asian dude. And never been to the penitentiary. First time actually in the county jail. But this dude could play basketball. I'm talking about a heck of a ball player. Couldn't fight a lick though. But didn't nobody know that at first. Didn't nobody know that he couldn't fight. So check this out. This is what happened. He got confronted one day while he was playing basketball. Now let me tell you this first of all. He got 4-year sentence. 4-year sentence, right? Now typically when you have a sentence of 8 years and under, they usually keep you at the county jail. And when you stay at the county jail, you're getting 2 for 1. So if you got 8, you can get out in 4. If you got 4, you can get out in 2. You feel what I'm saying? If you're doing what you're supposed to do and getting all them good days. But for whatever reason, they sent this young man to the penitentiary. So now he's getting the same amount of good time as everybody else. If he stays out of trouble, getting 16 days a month. That means you do 6 months, you get 3. You do 12 months, you get 6. You feel what I'm saying? It's not 2 for 1. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be here a little longer. Plus, if he gets in trouble, those days get cut back down. If he goes to medium, he gets 12. If he goes lower than that, he gets 8. And then he could go down the way he's not getting any good days. So you got to walk that line and stay out of the way if you want to get out of the penitentiary early when you are in the penitentiary, not the county jail. Understand what I'm saying now, y'all? So anyway, he's up in the penitentiary now, and he, like I say, he's gaining a reputation of being a ball player, because a lot of people, you come in here, you can play sports, people love that. They love the fact that guys come in here, they can play basketball, softball. They don't let us play football because, we're trying to break each other off. They used to back in the day, but not anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got people, they playing all kind of sports up in here. And if you have that ability to be able to stand out with that, you got a lane right there. But in this situation, what you got to understand in the penitentiary, a lot of people, especially gang members, they see that skill set that you have as a way that they can manipulate and make money because a lot of people do a lot of betting up in here, right? So they stepped to this young brother and told him, look, why don't you come with us? These are the Vice Lord brothers, right? They said, why don't you come with us? You know what I'm saying? So they kicking it with him. Now, keep in mind, he ain't got no family sending him nothing, right? Because his family, once he came to penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, they basically, they didn't cut him off, but they like, look, you got to learn from your mistakes. We're not going to make it easy for you. You feel what I'm saying? You're getting 3 meals a day in there. You get a hot car, and that's just what it is. So that's how they treated it. You own your own in there. That's that on that. But what a lot of family members don't understand, it's not easy in here when you own your own. I'm telling you. Because you got predators in here to take advantage of that. So don't abandon your family when they come to the penitentiary. I know you might not be happy with what they did, but send them a little something on their books so they can buy commissary. Because if they got to deal with them 3 meals a day, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. I know they might have pissed you off and all of that, but I'm telling you, if you don't want them to struggle and find themselves in a worse situation, let it do what it do. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not easy surviving in here. And I understand trying to learn life lessons, but this ain't TV, y'all. This is not TV. And all the stuff you see on TV about tough love and all this and that, man, you can toss that stuff out the window. This is real in here. So when you say somebody tell somebody you're going to have to go up in there and learn your lesson. Now, first thing they're going to have to do when they come up in here, whether you like it or not, they're going to have to survive. Just to think about it, when you were in school or you got a child in school, they can't learn what they need to learn if they're in school being bullied and harassed and all of this and that, right? Think about that. So when you come into this environment, you can't take time to focus on yourself and learn the lessons that you need to learn to better yourself. If you're dealing with people running around with pocket knives and everybody getting high and people want to rob you and take what you got and all this and that, you can't focus on that. You got to focus on surviving. So remember that. So anyway, back to the story. This young man is up in here and the vice lords, they bum down on him because they see he can play basketball with this little 4-year sentence. And they tell him, look, come with us. So he does. He does. And they put him on. They put him on. They blessed him in. They didn't beat him or nothing, all that old kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he went through, and now I'm talking about, look here, let me tell you something. When they brought him in, they embraced him, made him one of them. They made sure he had tennis shoes, commissary. They got him a girlfriend to come visit him. You know what I'm saying? She putting a little bread on his books, not a lot, but you know, they done took care of him. They done embraced him all the way fully. He's one of them. They consider him to be a brother. All they want him to do is when they go to the gym, they betting on him in these games. And I'm talking about he out there scalding people. I'm talking about on fire. For real, the boy got a cold left-hand game. Cold left-hand game. Now, 1 year goes by, everything is good. Now, at the facility that he was at, they made sure he didn't have to put in no work or nothing. They didn't want him for that. They didn't want him to have to do any of that type of stuff. So they made sure he was straight. Don't worry about it. They ain't going to let nobody mess with him. So his time in that first year was pretty smooth. Basically, all he had to do was wake up in the morning, do whatever penitentiary job he had, and then go play basketball. That's it. That's it. And it's not like they were making a lot of money off of him. They really were doing him a solid. Now, I know you might not agree with that because the gang life is this and the gang life is that. And don't get it twisted. I don't support the gang life anymore. But what I'm saying is, for him, he didn't have those problems that most new buddies would have when they come into the penitentiary because they had embraced him early on and just wanted him to do what he was good at. So it worked out for him, okay? That was the lane he was in, y'all. That was the lane he was in. But because they had overcrowding and all that going on in the penitentiary, all of a sudden he gets a letter in the mail from the parole board telling him that they need him to prepare to go home early. They're going to release him early. The governor's doing something. They finna let a lot of people out that got these nonviolent charges like he's got. So now all of a sudden, they finna let him out a whole year early. Year and a half early. So what does he do? Stupid, young, not understanding, not calculating the game. You feel me? He's talking to somebody that he's gotten cool with that is not a gang member. But he's not being cautious about his surroundings. But he's talking to this dude in the earshot of another dude that's a vice lord. And he tells the peon, look, man, I'm done with them. I'm finna tell them I'm done. I'm finna go home. I only did this because, I thought I needed to. I ain't finna be doing this no more. When I get out, I'm not finna do all the things they talking about doing, going to meetings and all this and that. I'm done with this. I ain't finna be living this lifestyle. Now, the vice lord dude is sitting in this shot, he hear this. Now, he's been schooled in the game, so he don't jump up immediately. Be like, what you talking about? He don't do that. He sits there calmly, like he's not even paying any attention, sucking it all up. So when he goes to report, he got the full story. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you got to do. You can't get overexcited about a situation. Just sit back and relax till you get all the information that you need. And that's what he did. He had been schooled well. So when they had their meeting, he tell the other vice lord, bro, he said, look, bro, phone it. Bro was talking to the peon and saying this and saying that and saying this and saying that. Talking about he done with us. You know what I'm saying? He's not living this lifestyle. So now they looking at it like, wait a minute. They confront him with it. And he's so green. He's like, look, he said, I'm finna get out. I'm going to go on with my life. I appreciate what y'all did, but I'm done with this. Now, see, he's not understanding what that means to them. See, they gang members. They real serious about their life. And what he don't understand is they look at him now as somebody, you used us. You used us. Of course they were using him. They made a little money off of him, but they looked at it like, you used us. The girl that they set him up with, that was one of their sisters. You feel me? That was one of their sisters. So it was like, nah, that's over with. That relationship ended immediately. The protections that he had, they pulled that. They let everybody know. You know what I'm saying? He's on the bench. Now, they didn't toss him all the way to the wolves because at this facility that they were at, it was laid back. So they didn't want to jack off their own situations. So this is what they did. They started to strategize and try to figure out a way to get him in trouble so he wouldn't be able to get out. And then he would get transferred from the institution that he was at so that they can have some brothers at these other institutions that's really going hard to deal with it. They took it that serious. They took it to the point to where they wanted this boy hurt. So they started plotting, planting stuff in his room, this, and that, and whatever the case may be. And he was getting through. You know, they put some weed in the room and the police would come to shake down. They wouldn't shake his cell down. They'll shake the cell down next to him. So then they figured, okay, well, let's start. They're dropping notes. Now they're dropping notes and telling the police he got drugs in the cell. He got a pocket knife in the cell. You understand? See, because they wanted him to get into so much trouble that it would ruin his situation. They wanted him hurt, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to ruin their situations, okay? But they took this person, and I'm telling you this because of this. You got to understand in the gang life, a person's self-worth, their value is wrapped up in the creed of what they understand and accept and submit themselves to, that ideology. And he took that, all the things that they had taught him, he took that and threw it back in their faces and said, it satisfied me for the time being, but this is not what I want. This is not who I am. You can have this. Basically what he said, I'm better than you. That's how a lot of people take it, y'all. It don't matter, Vice Lord, GD, Blood, Crip, Aryan Nation, whatever the case may be. That's how a lot of people take it. When you talk all this stuff to them about gangs and this and that, what people are saying in their mind, the gang members are saying in their mind, you think you better than me? All right, I'm going to show you. You're not better than me. So the last time they dropped a note, guess what? The police did hit his room and they did find these things. Now he hit. They write him up. He go in there and say, it's not mine. His cellie says, it's not mine. So both of them fall. Now he got to write up, you can't make parole. You're not eligible for what the governor's trying to do now. They take that from him. And then they reclass him and say, you can't stay here because the people that stay here is not doing a lot. You can't stay here with write-ups. So they ship him. And when they ship him, let me tell you, y'all, they shipped him to a penitentiary where it's going down. It's going down. So when he gets to this place, they already got letters. They already know. They already know. So when they ask him, what's up with you? He tell them, Vice Lord. So the Vice Lords bump down on him and they got him and they talking to him and all this and then they going back and forth with the move. And then they discovered, okay, you that too. You not no Vice Lord. And you know what they did. They flipped him. And when they flipped him so bad he had to go to check-in. And when you on check-in, you doing all your time hard. Now keep in mind, he didn't have any family. Because they wanted him to learn a lesson. That girl that was coming to visit him, she stopped visiting. So he had nothing. And I said all that to say this. You're messing around with these gangs, not knowing what's going on, the truth about what's going on. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I want you to understand something. Some of the best people that I know and have met in my life are in gangs. But some of the worst people I know are in gangs as well. The gang don't make the person. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what they believe. That's what they believe. And when they drinking that Kool-Aid, you can't convince them otherwise. You be like, bro, you're a good dude. Why this? Why that? They don't want to hear that. So when you're dealing with people that's wrapped up in it like that, you got to be careful. Because their whole self-worth, their whole identity is wrapped up in this gang ideology. And when it's wrapped up in that, it ain't nothing that you can say or do to convince them that this is not who they are. And when he threw that back in their faces, they wanted to let him know, you are not better than me. So that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with somebody in a gang. So when you're trying to get your loved one out of a gang or to get them to understand the dangers of a gang, make sure you let them know that they are somebody before you start turning them down by talking about the gang that they belong. That's not going to work. You ain't going to get them out of that like that. You ain't going to get them out like that because they're going to identify with you think you better than me. It don't take much convincing to show them that that lifestyle choice is messed up. They know that, but they've committed to that. The first step is to show them that they are somebody, that they matter. Because that's what the organizations do. The organizations let them know that they matter in this way, in that lane. In that lane, y'all. And in that lane, don't nothing else matter. All the other lanes don't mean nothing to them. Because all these other lanes, before they became gang members, if they were older, you know what I'm saying, not kids, all those other lanes didn't work for them in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the lane, it's about the self-worth. Keep that in mind. Just wanted to drop that on y'all. You feel me? Now look, again, check out my book, Rivals. Hit that link. Go get that book. Appreciate you. Hit me up in the comment section, man. Y'all comments mean a lot to me, man. They really get me through. I mean, I want to hear whatever you think. Good, bad, and indifferent. Let me know what you think, because I do pay attention to some of the things that you say. You feel what I'm saying? And don't forget the movies coming out. When they get that membership thing set up, I mean, I need y'all to go and become members on that thing. I don't really understand how it worked. The people that set it up for me, they explained it to me. But anyway, the point is, my son, he explained it to me too, get me to understand. He said, Daddy, you act like you're slow. He said, Daddy, you act like you're slow sometimes. You can't understand what I'm saying. I said, son, I can't see. See what I'm saying? I don't get to see this YouTube stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So I can't really understand the fullness of it. You feel what I'm saying? On some of the rare occasions where I do get the opportunity to see it, I don't get to see the back part of the inner workings of it. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to learn this thing the best way I can learn it. You feel me? So when the membership thing get opened up, y'all know what it means. Go join me, become a member, and watch my movie. You feel what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I really do. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.